I analyzed 3,492 criminal defense calls, and one of the clearest patterns was this. Family members calling on behalf of the defendant qualified at 44%. Defendants calling for themselves qualified at 21%. That means the person calling for the defendant was more than twice as likely to turn into a real lead as the defendant themselves. And once you see why, it's going to change how you script the call, who your ads speak to, and how many of those calls turn into signed cases. Because the best buyer is not always the person who got arrested. Sometimes it's their mum. So first off, why do family convert better? Well, first off, they're probably doing this at their kitchen table. The family caller is scared, but they're functional. So they can listen, ask questions, write things down, and they have everything ready to go to pay. The defendants convert worse. They're in booking, they've got limited time, they're confused, embarrassed, angry, fearful. They may not even know the charge, the court date, or have money. They're in this very panicked state and they need help, but they might not always be the right type of buyer or the right type of person to really go through the steps to become a client. The mistake that most firms use is they use the same script for both callers. They're asking the same questions, they have the same pacing, the same payment ask, but it's the same case but a totally different sales conversation. The fix is you want to treat defendants versus family members a little bit differently. At the top of your intake call, you want to say, is this about you or about someone else? Based on that answer, you're going to route them into a different intake script, one for family members and one for defendants. For defendants, you're going to focus on calming them down, understanding exactly what the problem is, when the court date is, what the charge is, and if you can actually help them. Reassurance is going to play a big role in this and ensuring that you can marry the problem that they're facing with the fix that you have and making sure that's the case. For family members, you're going to look at urgency, reassurance, decision-making, and payment. They're already urgent and they're looking for a solution. So you can focus on how quickly you can get them into the sale. You want to reassure them that your firm has worked on this case many times and you have success dealing with cases just like this for other people's family members. Make sure and clarify they are the decision maker and you can take payment right there and then. For the defendant, you want to focus on calming them down, getting facts, identifying who can help, and payment. So first off, you need to calm them down. Get straight to the facts about what they've been charged with, if your firm can handle that, and marrying their problem to the solution that you have. If they are not able to make payment right now, you need to identify who can help and get that person to call back as soon as possible. As you know, the faster you get to these leads and the faster you get them to sign a contract, the better. You can check out my video on how to get people to sign your contracts after you send them out so they start sitting on them. And you have two different branches for how you're going to handle family versus defendants in terms of converting them into a sale. Now, this doesn't just go into the intake conversation. This also feeds into the ads and content that you use to attract people. So the marketing that you use in your ads, in SEO and PPC needs to talk to the family buyer. Not have you been charged with a DUI? Have you been charged with a criminal case? So in simple terms, for SEO, you're going to focus on creating content that not only speaks to defendants, but also speaks to people who are trying to help defendants that are charged with something. Almost no one is doing this, and as we move to an AI first search model, this is going to become increasingly important. Let me explain why. When someone is searching on ChatGPT for a lawyer, the search is a lot more contextual. So instead of going criminal defense lawyer near me, they may start their search inquiry with something closer to, my brother just got charged with a gun charge. What do I do? If you have a piece of content on your website that speaks about that, you're more likely to surface in the AI search results. So as everyone else is zigging and creating content that only speaks to defendants, if you have this bank of content that also speaks to helping people who are trying to help the defendants, you're going to have a range of content that AI is going to want to cite because it's very contextual and specific to this group of people that is really underserved in AI and Google. When it comes to PPC, your landing pages should not only focus on people who are searching looking for a criminal defense lawyer or a DWI lawyer with the classic, do you need help with this charge? Do you need help with X charge? Or do you need help with Y charge? But your copy and what you present on your landing pages should also speak to the pain points of family members, spouses, people who are trying to help their family members who have been charged with something, because those people convert higher. And if you want to take this a step further, you could have an A/B split test where you compare a landing page targeted straight at defendants versus a landing page that's targeted at people who are trying to help defendants. Run those against each other, see which one performs better, and then direct your ad spend more into the one that converts better. Because what you may find is that the lead quality on the second group is going to go up, be higher, and might be better economically for your firm than the first one. This is one pattern out of 6 that I identified after analyzing 5 months of call data for a major criminal defense firm. You can watch the first video in this series to see them all now.